Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be my first video of my palette throwback series. I really enjoyed doing my 2 looks, 1 palette series, and I'm still actually doing that. Like, I brought it back for 2026. But I always felt like whenever I would finish the video, even though I loved both looks that I came out with usually, I felt like, well, this isn't, most of the time I would still go out, but I was like, well, this isn't really a look that I'm trying to wear out. And I want to actually use these palettes with the intention of wearing them as a look itself. So I decided to do the palette throwback series where I'm actually going to do a full look, same look on both eyes. But I wanted to specifically focus on my oldest palettes in my collection. Specifically, that would be all the palettes that I bought in like the first year or so of buying eyeshadow, which would be like mid 2021 to mid 2022. So I picked 12 of my oldest eyeshadow palettes that are not already being panned in some other way. And yeah, I'm just gonna like do a look with them once a month, and then yeah, hopefully rediscover a lot of these pretty old palettes. Again, most of these will be turning 5 years old this year. So the first palette that I will be using for January is the Smokey Soiree from Dose of Colors. A lot of these will be from Dose of Colors because I purchased like my Dose of Colors, most of my palettes from that brand was from a vault set that I bought, and this is one of their 5 pans that has both mattes and shimmers in it. So I think I do have some of the like all matte palettes in this series as well at some point in the year, but this one I will be like using some shimmers, and I'm gonna try to use like only the palette that I'm featuring. I'm not going to bring in other palettes except for if I need like a lid setting shade, which will happen today because this doesn't have one and it has pretty deep and pigmented colors in it that I might need some help with for blending. But I'm just gonna get started with priming my eyes. I have to leave soon. I'm doing like a potluck white elephant and I have to wrap my gift. Someone's mad. Oh my god. But I'm gonna prime my eyes. This is the Ulta Matte Veil Eye Primer. About like a little over a week ago, I dropped the cap of my Milani eyeshadow primer on the floor, and I think my cats got to it before I did, so they took that. That's their toy now, I'm assuming, because I like cannot find it, and eventually it just like kept drying out. I kept having to like dig out the dry. Just gonna prime my eyes. I had to keep digging out like the dry eyeshadow primer at the top and like poking a hole through it and stuff, and then like I don't know, it was just annoying to use. And then also it made me feel like, well, if air keeps getting in the tube, like it's just gonna make the product go bad much faster, and because it's opaque packaging, I won't be able to like see if it does go bad. I might just like end up with an eye infection, and I was not about to sacrifice my eyes. So I'll just prime my eyes with the like lid setting shade that I put in my Norvina palette. This is, I keep spoiling this palette's progress, but I don't really care. This is just like a face powder, a loose powder that I like pressed in that pan. I don't know why I'm explaining, like this palette has nothing to do with this video really. And even though I used that Dose of Colors palette last year in my product level up, I'm pretty sure I got it like toward the beginning of the year, because I remember I was using it when I was still at my last job. That had to be like the very beginning of 2025 probably. I'm just gonna put this dark brown all over my eye pretty much, but I'm gonna try to use as much of a light hand as I can. We'll just see how this go. Oh my god, that is already so deep. Like, I'm telling you, these shadows are pigmented. Like, you just get color automatically. Luckily these are pretty easy to blend, but because I don't have a transition shade, I'm gonna try to like, as much as I can, kind of like diffuse this up. I don't know how much of a good job I'm really doing with that. I promise you, this is not the palette. This is just me being bad at eyeshadow and rushing because I was supposed to leave by now. I'm also a little nervous because I usually do my eyeshadow first, and I'm able to like clean up any mistakes I make as far as like bringing my eyeshadow too low in this corner, because I tend to do that. Today I'm not going to be able to do that, so yeah, I'm very nervous. Okay, so far everything's blending all right, but I always have trouble. I'm gonna see if it happens today. I usually have trouble like right here. You can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it after I edit it, because again, it always changes after editing, but like I have this part of my eyelid. I don't know if it's just like the way the light hits it, but it always looks like patchy in that one spot. I went a bit too dark on that eye, so I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that setting shade and kind of like diffuse it out as much as possible, kind of just dilute it a little bit. Maybe I'll do that on the other side as well. Ugh, this thing right here on my, like right underneath my eyebrow kind of hurts actually. Okay, if you don't want to hear this, fast forward like 20 seconds maybe if you don't want to hear TMI. But a few days ago I had like this, sometimes I get like, because I don't know what it is with maybe plucking my eyebrows, but sometimes I get ingrown hairs on like my eyebrow area, and so I like pulled it out, but then like every time I did there was like more there. I ended up pulling like 3 hairs out of this one like little unassuming spot, because it didn't even look like a big lump or anything, and this is so gross. But yeah, it just looked like a regular ingrown hair, and I ended up getting 3 out of there. But now my skin's irritated right there. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to use outside shadows, but this is the exception because I absolutely hate using powder eyeshadow on my lower lash line. So I'm just gonna use this as my like lower lash line like brown shadow. Now I'm gonna put my NYX glitter primer all over both of my eyes. This is so weird, like doing this for both eyes, because I'm so used to like doing the 2 looks 1 palette and having to like stop myself from like doing shadow on both eyes, because I had a serious problem with that when I first started doing that series, and now it feels like wrong to do both eyes while I'm filming. But anyway, all I'm going to do is put this shade, which is like it's a duochrome, but the shift is not super prominent. It's like an super light icy blue with a nude shift. I'm just gonna put it all over my eyes. This is the look that I was doing when I was panning this palette in my project level up last year. I absolutely love this look. It's such a, when I'm not like trying to make it look perfect, like when I'm just doing it for work, it's actually very quick to do. And like I usually have a transition shade, like I usually only put that dark brown in my outer corner in my crease. I'm not trying to use it all over my eye, but yeah, this is like all I would do every day when I was panning this. I'm gonna add eyeliner and mascara and be right back. I'm back with the final look after some like waterline eyeliner and a wing, and then some brown mascara. So again, this is what the palette looks like. I just absolutely love it. I mean, I did use like the most neutral nude shades in the entire palette, but maybe that's just what I like, and I just think it is so pretty. Like I can wear this to like, I don't know, even if I was going to like a luxury event, I would wear this. I'm going to like kind of just a low-key gift exchange with my friends, or I would wear this to work. I would literally wear this look anywhere. I just think it's so nice, and I really love this palette. This at one point was like my #2 palette in my entire collection when I did my, very timely actually, because that's the video I just posted, when I did my eyeshadow palette tag back in 2022. This was like my current favorite palette, and I still absolutely love it. Every time I use it, I find a different reason to love it. So yeah, that's it for this first installment of the palette throwback series on my channel. I will just see you in my next video, and until then, I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.